Hey everybody, I'm kind of back. I tell you what, I have not really been the same since I got COVID in May. COVID is no joke. I got it after working the election here in my county, which I love doing, and it was just an unlucky time. But actually, Richard was out of town while I had COVID because he was taking care of his parents who had some medical issues. So I was home alone with COVID and the cat, who was like, oh, great, we're taking naps. And after that, my life was sort of disrupted. And I'll be honest, most of the summer I was struggling with pretty intense bouts of depression in a way I hadn't in a while. But I'm feeling much better now, obviously. And I had some family issues. Richard had some other family medical issues. And I'm so glad we were able to be there for our families. But it takes a lot of time and it was hard. But in happy things, we also got a new kitten. I will insert a picture of Reese, who's our new little kitty, and she loves her big sister June. She wants to do everything Juniper wants to do. I see where the term copycat happens, and that's been good. So the other just brief news is I was the guest of honor at Necronomicon in Tampa this couple weeks ago, and what a lovely convention. I think the best thing I can say about it is if I had a question, someone always knew the answer, or they knew who to find to get the answer. That's a pretty like Johnny on the spot kind of thing. I had a lovely time. Everyone was so nice. They're trying to get their Filk back up. Talking about Filk, I'm also nominated for a Pegasus Award. Again, I am thrilled and flattered. Meowneer is up for Furry Animal Song. For Animal Companions, and I'm also up for Best Performer again. So I am just thrilled. Anytime you go through and listen to any of the Pegasus nominee songs or performers on the ballot, it's going to be a good time. I would definitely check out Filkcast. It's a podcast that plays a lot of the Filker music that's on the Pegasus Awards and stuff, and it's always a treat. It comes out on Tuesdays or Wednesday mornings. So I think the other things on I'm looking at my little notes, such as they are. I'm trying to be organized. 6 at 6 is back next week, 6 p.m. October 19th. That's 6 p.m. Eastern. And my guest is Vera Nazarian, who was the other guest of honor at Necronomicon. And the cool thing that she does is she has music in her books, so it's part of the culture and the world building. So not only does she have like the lyrics in the book, she actually has a QR code. When you're reading the book, you can scan it and go hear what the song sounds like on her TikTok or other stuff. So she's actually going to be on talking about her world building and singing a song from one of her books, which is just awesome. What a wonderful way to kick off season 5 of 6 at 6. Yeah, I didn't mean to take the whole summer off, but I was just sad. So I'm glad to kind of, I don't know, when the weather cools off, it's like I get kind of a second wind sometimes, I feel like. So, I mean, there are other things going on too, but it's as soon as you get that first cool day of fall, it's like, I feel it. The leaves will come. As far as Salacious Crumble stuff, Lee and I have some projects in the works. And I've also got, okay, so I was watching YouTube, and I think, is it Brutal Moose? One of them, it's a review. He came up and he's been reviewing these Christian puppet show video specials that I remember when I was little. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are so weird. And I want to do a secret project with them. So first I went on eBay and procured a literal VHS. And then I asked on Facebook, I was like, does anybody have a VHS player I could borrow? Or VCR. And Richard was like, oh no, I've got one in our basement. So he got out the VCR. And then I got an adapter so that I can record these analog tapes to digital. So I'm recording some of these things for a special project to clip them together that it's not secret so much as I haven't quite formulated all of it yet. So you hear classic VHS sounds. I also went through, Richard had like a blank or like a recorded tape that wasn't labeled. So we put it in and looked to see what was on it. And it was episodes of the Spawn cartoon from HBO from like the late 90s. And there were like cartoon titties, but it was just, it's VHS. So the quality was not quite all the way there. But that's sort of a brief summary of stuff I've been up to. I'm excited to get back to making music and having the more than that, having the emotional energy to want to. So I hope that you will tune in to 6 at 6 next week. And if you can't tune in live, it will be up on YouTube right after. But I think that catches you up on a lot of it. There's always more. It's like when you haven't seen someone for a while. And that's kind of how I feel here. It just feels like there's always more. But hopefully we'll start chipping away at it. I hope everybody has been well. I'd love to hear how you're doing. Some of you I've seen or talked to, and then others, it's just kind of been the thing where you get kind of like out of your patterns and out of the loop. I just really appreciate everybody sticking by me this summer, and people that have been an excellent ear or support system, or people that have just tuned in like, oh, how you doing? Or anytime I've had the wherewithal to like stream something or, work on The Sims, I really appreciate that. So everybody stay safe, and I will talk to you soon.
Betrayal. It cuts the deepest when the betrayer is someone close, someone you've trusted. The guy you thought was your buddy, in whose hands you would have placed your life.
In the case of Al Simmons, the ultimate betrayal was to find himself staring down the barrel of a flamethrower. The guy at the other end pulling the trigger, the guy that he trusted, now smiling as he watched Al burn alive.
Great, but they're 5th graders. They'd never be friends with me.
I'm a 6th grader and I'm your friend.
Yeah, but that's different, Melissa. You're a girl. Sometimes a guy just wants to be one of the guys.
I understand. But just be careful who you decide to be one of the guys with, Gerbert.